Hey, what's going on? What's going on? It is me again, Eddie Simon, doing my best, as always, to live my life without regrets. What does that mean? It simply means this. Every single day, I try to make calculated decisions that will benefit me tomorrow. And I try to remove those negative decisions that I tend to make that will hurt my tomorrow. Because I understand that the decisions I make today will create the life I live tomorrow. Guess what? Not just me, but those coming behind me that are depending on me. So I hope you're doing the same. Look, I got a simple question for you today. Won't be before you long. When you reach challenges, when you come across obstacles, is your first inclination to brainstorm your way out of it or to blamestorm your way out of it? I'm going to ask you again, when you face tough times, when you face a failure, something didn't work out your way, is your automatic response to brainstorm your way out of it or to blamestorm your way out of it? Look, I heard the great motivator Les Brown say it like this. We're either in three areas in our life. We're either going into a storm, we're in a storm, or we're coming out of a storm. Either way, if you're breathing this good air that God has blessed you with today, you are probably going to face a challenge some way, shape, or form. All right? But I truly believe with a passion that destination called success, that town, that reward that we want to get to, it is paved on a road called failures, which means you're going to go through several failures before you get your final destination of success or victory, whatever that may be for you. But the difference between those who actually get to their success point and those who just stay walking in a circle on that same avenue of failures is this: their ability to brainstorm rather than their immaturity to blamestorm. I'm going to say it again. The difference between those who reach their destination of success and those who stay walking in a circle like a dog chasing their tail on the road of failures is simply this: their ability to rise up and brainstorm rather than give in to their immaturity and blamestorm. Very simple difference. People who blamestorm automatically find every single reason outside of themselves why something is going wrong. Come on. You know those people. I know those people. Sometimes, guess what? We are those people. When something goes wrong in our marriage, when something goes wrong with our children, when something breaks down, when a project or a business idea we've worked so hard for, we got so emotionally attached to and excited about, doesn't work out, guess what? It's the computer's fault, it's the internet's fault, it's my partner's fault, it's my wife's fault, it's my husband's fault, blah, 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 blah. Our first inclination is always to find all the outside reasons why something didn't work out. And I'm telling you today, that is the immature decision. The second thing we do when we blamestorm, it's not enough that we identify all the reasons outside of ourselves why something went wrong. We have to actually put the full responsibility of the failure or the challenge on that outside entity. It's amazing. We somehow take no part of the failure. So we identify it and then we put the full brunt of the issue on that person or that thing that helped to contribute to the failure. Wow. So much to say that, guess what? If that thing would have never happened, or if that person would have never did what they did, then everything would have went perfect. Guys, we got to stop that, okay? We have to stop that. Let's stop blamestorming. Let's stop pointing the finger and let's start brainstorming. I heard somebody say, when you point a finger, guess what? There's three pointing right back at you. So look, enough of the immaturity and blamestorming, right? We're talking about our first inclination, our first instinct when something goes wrong. Because typically the first thing you do has a lot of power and weight behind it. So I'm asking you to make a decision today that when something goes wrong and you face a challenge, you would not give in to the immature way of blamestorming, but you would first brainstorm. Now, what does that look like? Brainstorming simply means, number one, I humble myself and say, what have I done wrong to contribute to this failure? Did I show up late? Did I not say something right? Did I not train my partner correctly? Did I not clearly communicate my expectations? Did I not invest enough time preparing before I ventured out on this business, right? Did I not have a thorough conversation with my child before I let them go do what they did, right? Whatever the situation may be, when the failure comes, when the disappointment comes, let the first inclination be, wow, what have I done? What did I contribute? What did I contribute to this failure? It doesn't matter if there were 10 different things outside of me that actually helped to cause a failure. Because again, I'm not saying that nothing outside of yourself caused to help the failure or the challenge. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, instead of attacking those first, deal with self first. Look in the mirror and simply say, what did I do to contribute to this failure? Number two, after we've identified and we've asked ourselves the question, what is the thing that I did to contribute to this failure? Number two, we now partner with someone that we trust, that we love, that we know cares about us, that speaks life into us, that believes in who we are. And we partner with them and we bring that mistake or that failure or that thing that we did to them, and we ask them to help us with it, right? Preferably, I don't know if you've ever done the DISC profile, you understand different personality types, so Myers-Briggs, you can do some research on that. I'll probably drop another video on that. But preferably, I like it if you would get with somebody who typically their personality strengths are your weaknesses, right? So it could be a nice mesh, a nice partnership. But the point is, find somebody that you trust, that you can work with, that you can say, hey, look, this didn't work out right, and I think this is what I did to cause it not to work out right. What do you think about this? How can I do better in this area? How can I approach this area again a different way? Because this seems to be something that I just innately do. It's just a part of who I am, right? And accept the constructive feedback. Once you've done that, once you've identified what you did to bring to the failure, then you partner with someone that you trust to help you identify that and work on that area. Now would be a great time for you to come and speak to those outside entities, right? Because once you do that, guess what? You have an entire picture. You have a whole picture. And when you address that outside entity, if it's a person, you might want to ask them the question, how do they feel that they contributed to what caused the failure or the obstacle to take place? So look, I hope this video has helped you out, but the point is, out of everything I've said, I hope you remember simply this. When you face a challenge in life, the first thing you should not do is to blame anything or anyone else. The first thing you do is look into the mirror and say, hey, how can I change my actions? Or how did I contribute to this challenge in my life? And how can I change my actions to make sure that I grow from this area? That is the difference between those who stay in failure and those who grow. Again, this is Eddie Simon doing his best and hoping, I'm encouraging you to live your life with no regrets. Why? Because look, every day is not promised. So when we come to our last day, whatever that may be, we want to be at a point where we can say, I've lived my life with no regrets. Have a good one. God bless.